explain to them what I want from them for just a minute. When we start the year with our new ringers, the first thing we learn is how to hold a chime. That's where we have to start. And the correct way to make them make a sound. You can make them make a sound lots of different ways, but there's a correct way. So we teach them that first. I start off assuming they have no background in reading music, so we start with just a steady beat. So our first exercises sound a little something like this. Okay, pick up your instruments. And I want you to start with your right hand. And I want you to just go ring and ding, and ring and ding. Ready? Here we go. That's where we start. Is that lovely? Yay! They do it all at the same time. They start and stop together. That is fabulous progress right there. It doesn't usually start off that way. Okay? So from there, we begin to learn the symbols of the music language, starting with rhythm. Measure, bar line, whole note, half note, quarter note, time signature, repeat sign, to name a few. And we sound a little bit like this. Half notes with your left hand, 2 half notes with your right hand, okay? So every measure we're changing hands. So start with your left hand, half notes, ready? 1, 2, ready, play. Okay? So, now we've progressed from just making a sound to actually being in rhythm. From there, we add pitch notation, and we learn about the staff, the grand staff, treble clef, bass clef, and note names. This is where it gets interesting. And this is also where our returning ringers usually join us. So then we sound like this. That, of course, it's in your program, Holy, Holy, Holy. This is just a chord progression of the hymn. From there, we play a real song, okay? And it'll sound like this. progress, right? Recognizable. So we always begin with songs that are in 4. It's the most common time signature. And most of our notation system is built around a pattern of 4 beats, so it's easier for them to play. The math makes sense. Then we have to switch to a beat pattern of 3. And amazingly, that is harder than it sounds because it feels completely different. So we have another well-known hymn, Praise to the Lord the Almighty, and this is in 3. And we had to work hard on this because just to switch your brain, losing that extra beat, it just threw us for a loop for just a minute. So, praise to the Lord. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is that we also learned about key signatures. We start off playing only using basically the white keys on the piano, if you will. And then we add some other notes. So some people got an extra note. And then some other people got extra notes. And so that was a really cool process. And so I haven't reminded them at all. They know which ones, when they have to change from the F to the F sharp or the B to the B flat, they're doing that all on their own. I'm not reminding them about that at all. So, and you hear me counting measure numbers. That's what I'm counting for them. When you sing a song that has words, if you lose your place, it's easy to find it. When all you have is notation on the page and you only have 2 of those notes, if you get lost, it's really hard to find your spot. So I count the measure numbers for them to help them stay together for now. That's just a skill that comes with more time. So, and we have one more hymn, and that is Come Christians Join to Sing. So once we have a good grasp on playing these short pieces from notation, we're ready to move on to more complicated pieces, some with special techniques. One of our favorite techniques is the shake, and it sounds just like it sounds just like it sounds. That makes sense, right? This next song uses that shake technique, and one challenge of this piece is that it's meant to be stately. Now, stately means you can't go fast. And once the kids get a piece, they think the object is to play it as fast as they can. So, to hold back and be stately, you had to demonstrate what that would look like. This is Trumpet Voluntary, and this is meant for the entrance of royalty. Mostly we hear it at weddings, right? Very stately. You don't run down the aisle. So I had to kind of demonstrate that slow walk, that bride's walk, to let them see stately. We're not rushing. There's no race here. So that was a new challenge for us, learning to hold back on that tempo. Even though we could play it faster, it's not meant to be played that way. So, Trumpet Voluntary. Every week when the kids come in for practice, before we begin, I'll find them in there trying to pick out different songs that they know, and they'll try and pick them out on the bells or the chime, sometimes on the piano, but they like to try and figure out how to play songs that they know, the little tunes. Last year it was Baby Shark. That song only has 3 notes. This group, a few months ago, asked me if they could play Harry Potter. Now, I don't know how many of you read music or know a whole lot about music. Harry Potter is not beginning music. They begged, they pleaded, they promised that they could do it. So, in spite of the fact that there are a number of musical elements in this song that are far beyond what we normally learn, I came up with a version of Harry Potter, which is actually called Hedwig's Theme, the song that we know from Harry Potter. It's in a meter of 3, which makes it difficult enough. It uses the rhythm pattern we've never learned in chimes before. And most difficult, most of the kids have to switch bells or chimes several times in the song. Okay? So, without further ado, Hedwig's theme. Good job, guys. We've been sweating over that one. This next piece includes a repeated section in the middle of the song, which is a little harder than when you repeat the whole song. You have to remember where to go back to and when to not go back again. It's hard to pinpoint the exact origins of this song. It's been called a hymn, it's been called a spiritual, it's been called an Appalachian melody. Some think it was a Native American tribal song that was adapted to include Christian lyrics. It was made famous in the movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? This is Down to the River to Pray. This next piece includes 2 different repeated sections. So we add different techniques with each song, we add different skills. This requires even more concentration to remember, wait, did I already play this section or was that the other section? So really takes a lot of focus, and it also incorporates our first use of notated rest, which we haven't used before. We've only had notes, not notated rest in the music. So, and it includes our shape technique again, so they were excited about that. This is celebration number 1 in C. Our closing piece made the kids gasp when they first saw it, for 2 reasons. First of all, it is 60 measures, which is longer than anything else we played if you don't count the repeats. So, most challenging, it includes a page turn. What's the big deal about a page turn? You're holding an instrument in each hand. You have to put one down, turn the page, and pick it back up without missing a beat and without losing your place. So it is quite a little challenge, and they were super excited that they got to turn the page. So this is our closing song. We hope you enjoy it. It's called Festive Praise.